legal team says it has enough evidence to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Watch.
Because there's not a singular voter fraud in one state. This pattern repeats itself in a number of states. Each one of these cities are cities that are controlled by Democrats, which means they can get away with anything they want to do. In the states that we have indicated in red, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada, and Arizona, we more than double the number of votes needed to overturn the election in terms of provable illegal ballots.
Joe Biden reacting by calling the election challenges, quote, totally irresponsible. We won't show you that so we can get around the circle here. Let's start with you, Jesse, for a reaction.
Well, it was a big shot of adrenaline today. Remember, during this whole Russia collusion thing, they had zero eyewitness testimony to say that I saw the Trump campaign collude with Russia. Rudy Giuliani says he has hundreds of sworn affidavits that say they witnessed corruption. So you got to let this play out. What I saw the case to be is this. They're saying, do not certify the fraudulent votes until we present our case in court and then let a judge rule on that. Perfectly normal. The case consists of two pillars. One, these sworn affidavits signed under the penalty of perjury that say they witnessed fraud. And two, circumstantial evidence and whistleblowers. Remember, we used to like whistleblowers, and whistleblowers saying that some of the software was manipulated to add Biden votes. That's obviously going to have to be looked into. They're going to need a court order to seize some of those machines and do a forensic analysis, and they're up against the clock on that. But if you do have a pattern here, and that's what he's alleging, there's a conspiracy that's happening in all of these deep blue precincts in the swing states, where after election night, they start inputting fraudulent or invalid Biden votes that needs to be looked into. They have 200 sworn affidavits alone in Wayne County. In Detroit, saying they were backdating ballots that came in after Election Day. They were allowing double counting. They have 3 sworn affidavits that said a van came at 4:30 in the morning, dropped off garbage can filled ballots, and then they were illegally counted, sometimes processed 3 times in a row, and tabulated when they thought that no Republican poll watchers were there. And they go through states. They say there was backdating, there was double counting, there was overvoting, voter intimidation. In Pennsylvania, they said the Equal Protection Clause was violated. In Wisconsin, they say the state constitution was violated when they sent out hundreds of unsolicited ballots. So let it go through, and we'll see what happens.
Come on, Jesse. I mean, really.
Come on, Geraldo.
The Clinton Foundation, George Soros, Hugo Chavez. I'm probably the only person in this building I've actually met Hugo Chavez.
That doesn't count as evidence.
Hugo Chavez couldn't make the red lights work in Venezuela.
I talked about the sworn affidavits.
And an international conspiracy. Why not Elvis? You know,
I didn't mention anything like that. I'm talking sworn affidavits. You're a lawyer, You're a lawyer. And as a lawyer, you should recognize the validity of that.
I wanted him to win this election. What I saw with Rudy Giuliani, who I've known for decades, was bizarre. It was unfocused. There was conspiracy theory, this and that. When you have evidence that you suggest, what's the lawsuit that evidence attaches to? What's the action? You can't go to a court and say, it's fraud. Judge, prove it for me. Or is the FBI to prove it for me?
They have 3 pending lawsuits right now in 3 different states that they're going to submit this evidence.
They dropped Michigan.
And then there's going to be a judge that's going to rule on the evidence.
We're giving false hope.
Geraldo, you as an American should want everybody to be confident in the results of the election.
False hope.
And if you don't pursue these fraud allegations, half the country is going to feel like it was crooked. You don't want that, and I don't want that.
Okay.